I'm actually having kind of a mental breakdown here. We'll figure it out. Let's not worry until it becomes a problem. What do refineries do again? All the things. They make plastic. Typically from oil. I can also make petroleum coke from the runoff. That might be a good way to spend it. Make diluted fuel. Can make turbo fuel. I probably do want to make those things, don't I? Smokeless powder is the thing I want tons of. So how many of these total do I need? Oh! Sorry. It's dawned on me that these two recipes don't have a runoff, and they therefore are kind of ideal. What do you take? Compact coal. Gross. You both take compact coal. A lot of these are so complicated. I mean, I could deal with whatever these blue chunks are. I haven't actually made those yet. Polymer resin. What's the best way to do this? Get the oil in there. Then I make heavy oil residue. I take oil, I make heavy oil residue and polymer resin. And with that, I make plastics. I can make the diluted fuel here, or I can just make the fuel straight up and package it along with the turbo fuel if I can get compacted coal up here. I feel like that's kind of a plan. Alright. Now layout. Somewhere around here. Take the oil. Oh, hang on. I'm falling. Let's get the power over here. Please? There's my power. Gross. Not perfectly symmetrical. There we go. You make plastic. You Make rubber. These guys are going to both produce heavy oil residue, which I'm going to refine here. Let me build a packager over here just for reference. Or I could package up the heavy oil residue, ship it around the entire planet. By planet, I mean, like, the way I've got it set up is inputs are coming in from this side, outputs are coming in from this side. I package up the heavy oil residue and just kind of like flip it around to the back and then unload it again. Like, it's complicated, but it saves me the trouble of having to do this polymer resin turnaround thing. Do I even want that? Let's play around. Let's say got these going here. Also gross. Invalid pipe shape. Perfect. All right. I think that's more than enough heavy oil residue, right? Except that's not what you take in. That's what you poop out. What am I doing with my life? Why did I think this was a good idea? Here, you know what? You make smokeless powder. How is this the most complicated part of the factory? That's what I'm doing. I'm overcomplicating things. Stop it. Stop overthinking things. Instead of making this complicated mess here, we'll keep it pretty. And whatever these things need, they'll have. And whatever they don't use, we'll package. Are these organized? There we go. Alright, rubber. Plastic. You each get your individual packagers, so I don't need to worry about, like, any of them getting prioritized, like, over the other, you know? Alright, so oil, plastic. Polymer resin. You are making... What are you making? You take oil and polymer resin, you make fuel. Or I could just make fuel with the tons and tons of heavy oil residue I'm making. That sounds good. In which case you wouldn't need packager, but if I was making turbo fuel, I would. Liquid biofuel, neat. And then there's the aluminum scrap thing. Would I be sending myself aluminum scrap? Or is aluminum scrap a thing I want to, like, process on the aluminum site before shipping it here in the first place? Like, if I look up aluminum scrap, I use it to make ingots, and that is all I need to do, right? Nothing else makes aluminum scrap. So let's assume I have aluminum scrap coming in. Heck, let's assume I have aluminum ingots coming in. Does anything need the alumina solution? I could make silica. No. I could end up with silica. I could use it to make batteries with sulfuric acid. Let's not complicate things like that. Let's assume I will only ever need it to make aluminum scrap and never deal with aluminum. It sounds so much better. Okay. So you. I've got tons of packages of water probably floating around. I can make diluted fuel. But I've also just got tons of residual oil around. So let's just make real fuel. Did I make one of these guys make smokeless powder? Polymer resin, turbo fuel. More fun nonsense. First of all, you're facing the wrong way. shoot, I forgot what this was. Turbo fuel. Right? No, you were turbo fuel. What were you? Residual fuel? And you're smokeless powder. It's all making sense. Rubber, plastic, resin, turbo fuel, regular fuel, smokeless powder. My God, that was complicated. What else could I possibly want? Petroleum coke? That sounds dumb, but okay. It's on the menu. Are there other ways of making petroleum coke? No. Such a useless ingredient, too. Alright. With that, as far as I know, these are all the refineries I could ever actually need. So let's talk about packaging. Make heavy oil residue. You package heavy oil residue. So do you, and so do you. Heavy oil, heavy oil, heavy oil. You package turbo fuel. You package fuel. Right? Okay. Can I make that cleaner looking? No. These two guys don't have anything to package. Whatever you guys are making, get rid of it quickly. You guys don't produce anything, but you guys sure do. Wait, what? There we go. Every single thing I make is going on conveyor belts Mark V, because that's the highest level of conveyor belt material I have that auto regenerates with dimensional storage. Whew, that's a mouthful. Let's see. You guys are packaging things. And so you're also going to deposit your stuff immediately. It's not perfectly symmetrical, and those are going to drive people insane. But I'd like to finish this someday, so I'm not going to worry too much. Alright, there we go. The refinery section is complete. Wait, no it isn't. I actually need to provide these guys with the things they need. You need oil, oil, and oil. What if the packaging plant was directly behind you? Does everything here take a liquid? You do. You do. You do. You all do. Also, am I producing enough heavy oil residue? I mean, it kind of looks like I am. Maybe we just don't worry about it? Not worrying about it is great. Alright. Let's see where his right wing touches when he flies through here. Do you have enough clearance, my man? He does. And it looked like he had plenty of room for us to build the wall a little closer. Now I could keep building out into oblivion over there. What if I churn the factory like an L shape? Because I still have no idea how long this factory is going to be. Do I want to build it off a cliff into oblivion? Or I could build like a horseshoe shape. And heck, maybe that guy will pass through it a third time if we do that. Okay. So here's where we have the unpackagers. And it's not going to look great. Or maybe it will. Doesn't look awful. Do you really take heavy oil residue? Gross. Alright, the three on the left take oil. So here... I'm wondering if I want some smart splitter logic to deal with overflow. Because I don't want things to get backed up at any point. I think that means I have to. Okay. And if that's the case, whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Now I won't fall to my death. Here's a great place. Really need to get floor holes on the menu here. Alright. Right along here. Center is overflow. 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 Overflow on the left. It's all gonna work out, I promise. Okay, and now I think it is oil. 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 Heavy oil. I think all of these are heavy oil. Yeah, heavy, 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 and then 3 oils starting from the left here. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Do any of these take in an additional thing? I think just the smokeless black powder. In which case, here's some indication that you need another thing. And we'll deal with that in a bit. Whew. Yeah, things have been complicated and weird. Where's my manta ray? He's all the way over there. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start building back in this direction. If I could connect this. What's next on the agenda? So we did all the refineries and some packaging. Manufacturing. Okay, now it's gonna get weird. How am I envisioning this? This guy comes over the little poison area there. Before he turns left over there. So like that poison area is kind of like his flight path. We can start building towards there. I think that would be okay. And what we can do is make like the factory a giant horseshoe shape, and the input will actually be in the middle. Well, storage should be in the middle. Like all the heavy, complicated stuff is on the right-hand side. They're going to need complicated materials for the most part. Like aside from empty canisters and black powder, like most of the things that these things take are complex, right? Like heavy frames, heat sinks, rubber, trigons, assembly things, reanimated SAM, diamonds. Like all of these are, well, not diamonds or copper powder for that instance. Most of these things are complicated ingredients that are going to come from the left-hand side. That one just needs coal. Still trying to understand your flight path, Man Ray. You make it weird. You turn around this way, you fly through the loop, and then you turn back this way. If I keep building in that direction, we might clip him again a third time. I want to tell you how much time it's spent making like a doorway for him on the other side there. This factory's getting big. Alright, let me fly down here. Make sure I have power on all of this. Did it get weird? It got weird. Stop it. I almost fell to my death there. Hey, it's my train. Is that coal? You like coal? Yeah. There's lots of iron and limestone and copper right here. I kind of like this side of the map. Looks like I have some good things going. Other stuff I'm gonna need, like oil. That's 1,000,000 miles away from here, right? That is so far away. Am I using that oil? I don't know if it is marked as used. Seems like the best place to ship oil from. Got a nearby factory there for aluminum. Alright. We need electricity.